Alright, so this is the pile we're dealing with, and I hope you guys got some time because this is going to be a long one. Alright, Happy New Year! Hello YouTubers, Doom143. I don't want to talk too much. I don't want to get too into anything because this haul is going to be kind of ridiculous. Alright, got a lot of books to talk about. Fair warning, it's probably going to be a long haul. So if you got some time, cool. If you watch it all the way through, awesome, thank you. If not, I totally understand. You can always come back, check your history, and revisit this haul once again. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about. And it's a mixed bag of just everything, whether it's eBay or books I picked up at LCS, SpartanComics.com. It's just a real big mixed bag. I was actually going to wait for some more books to come in, but I think it's already kind of ridiculous enough. Alright, so let's just get into it. DC Comics present number 47, first appearance of He-Man in comic books. So totally awesome. I just picked this up not too long ago. The eBay was also nice enough to throw in a Masters of the Universe #1. Both copies, honestly, they're not the highest grade, but at the price that I got them at, plus he threw in this one, really couldn't resist. He-Man movie coming out soon, so very proud to own those two. I picked up a variant that I was looking at for a while now. I think my boy Freddy's 562 is the one that hit me up on this one maybe about 6, 7, 8 months ago. He showed me this J.G. Jones Superior Spider-Man. I always wanted to pick it up, but I just kind of wanted to wait for the right price. Absolutely love this cover. Like, I think it's the sickest Spider-Man 2099. Like, I don't know, pretty much out of all the covers I've ever seen. Super sick. You know, I'm a big guy when it comes to, like, not I'm a big guy, but I'm really big into like speculations and, you know, possible comics that have to do with movies, and you're gonna see a lot of that throughout this haul. A lot of comics that kind of has to do with possible movie news and stuff. And this is New Avengers #1. This is actually the first Varanke. I don't know how to pronounce it, but technically she was Spider-Woman in this thing, but it's kind of like a Skrull thing. Anyway, she's the Queen Skrull. I think it's pronounced Varanke, but yeah, so she's a Queen Skrull, and she might be the villain in the next Dark Phoenix saga movie that's coming out. So that's pretty exciting. With Disney just acquiring Fox, they might even scratch all of these things, so who knows. But I picked up 2 of these. These are Quesada's Virgin variants. Absolutely beautiful cover. I don't really like how Ronan looks in this, but everybody else looks pretty awesome. So this is New Avengers #1, again, first appearance of Varanke. The other speculation for well, actually it's not speculation, this is actually New Avengers #40. So this is actually when Varanke is actually known as the Queen Skrull. So I know that's kind of confusing. So basically what I'm getting at is New Avengers #1 is the first appearance of Varanke, the Queen Skrull, but she was technically Spider-Woman the whole time. This one is the first time that she pops up as the Queen Skrull. What? And that's her right over there. So again, I don't know if you guys can see that, but possible villain in the next Dark Phoenix movie. So I was very happy to pick that up. I actually picked up 2 of these. You can find these all day long in your dollar bin, so awesome. The next book is JSA 23. This is the first appearance of Onimar Sin, or aka the Sin Eater. I know there was some talks about him not too long ago in some of these G Plus pages and CBSI, having to do a lot with the DC Dark Meadows and all of that stuff. But there you go. This is the first Sin Eater right here, JSA 23. Not bad cover too. It's kind of sick. I like it. This is one of my down the road speculations I want to hold on to for a while. This is the first appearance of May Parker, first Spider Girl. This is Peter Parker's daughter, quote unquote. And so I just wanted to pick this up. This is a What If number 105. This book actually already goes for a little bit, but I wanted to pick this up, kind of hold it for the future, see what happens. Speaking of future plays, I really like the Champions. I think they got a long ways to go in the MCU. They got great characters such as Kamala Khan, Sam Alexander, Miles Morales. So I think it's a great team for at least the kids coming down. I know Disney right now is showing a lot of the Champions. They don't have a cartoon series called the Champions. I think they're still focusing on Avengers, but they're slowly bringing in all the Champions people. They're bringing Kamala Khan, Miles Morales. So I think down the road, you know, way down the road, I really like Champions. So I definitely wanted to pick this up. I think this is a 1 in 100 Alex Ross. I think it's a 1 in 100. I could be wrong. It's either 1 in 50 or 1 in 100 Alex Ross. But Alex Ross does a really good job on his stuff. I know a lot of people don't like Alex Ross too because it has that cosplay feel to it. And not a lot of people like that cosplay look. But as far as realism, I don't think you can beat Alex Ross. A couple of books I picked up just because I like the covers. This one should be obvious if you watch any of my shows or whatever you call these. Mike Deodato. You know, just a Rain cover, so I'm a sucker for a Rain cover. This is Thor. What number is this? Thor 49? 494. So there you go. I found this book on the cheap, I guess because all the hype has died down and stuff like that, so I was really happy to pick this up. This one is First Ego, The Living Planet, kind of cameo. Number 132. It's more towards the end anyway, so super stoked on having this one. It's not the best condition book. It's got its problems, but you know what? Since the hype has died down, I thought it would be a good time to pick this up. That's usually the best time to pick up books is when no one's really talking about it. We're gonna talk. Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. So this is Thor 339. This is the first appearance of Stormbreaker. Now, so there is this whole deal. Let me just move this a little bit. This whole deal with Thor losing his hammer in the last MCU movie. What is he gonna get back? One of the speculations that they have is that there was a poster already released, and he has, I think it's called Jabornyorn or something. It's like an axe. It was like his axe before he got his hammer. And there was also, I don't know the name of the guy. He's what do they call him now? A dwarf? They call it's not midgets anymore, right? They call them dwarves now. So he was supposed to be in the next Avengers movie, and it's supposed to be a scene where Thor, Rocket Raccoon, and Groot goes and try to find this elf. And supposedly the elf's name is I think it's like Eitri or something. Eitri. I can't really pronounce it. So I tried to do a lot of studying, try to figure out what is the first appearance of Eitri, and I couldn't find it. And so this one right here, Mighty Thor 339, like I said, first Stormbreaker, but it's also the first Eitri. But then again, it's not, because if you go to Thor Annual number 11, they have Eitri in this as well. And so I was like, okay, cool. So I bought both of those books. I found them out in the wild, super cheap. Actually, this one is really nice too. Like for a cover that came out in, what is this, 83, all black. I mean, there's a line right here, but other than that, this book presents super nicely. So yeah, there's an appearance of Eitri in this. It's kind of like a flashback dream kind of scenario. Anyway, so I was doing more studies. I was like, there's no way that this guy could have only came out during this time. You know, it seemed a little late to bring out somebody who actually made Thor's hammer, the dwarf that made Thor's hammer. And so then we went back. I did a little bit more studying, and this beautiful Jack Kirby cover, by the way. So this one has the first appearance of E3, but this one was the story, I guess, the origin of how the hammer was forged. And I guess there was a misunderstanding that the troll's name was Garador. something, I can't pronounce it, but it technically wasn't Garador, it was actually Eitri, so I don't know, whatever. So I just picked up these three books. You got Mighty Thor Annual number 5. Again, this is a gorgeous Jack Kirby cover, and the condition of this is actually really nice. Like, I don't know if you could see it, but the colors pop really, really well. There's hardly anything. There's like a smudge here, but I think that's actually from the ink of the comic book. There's a small ding on the very top, and that's pretty much about it. I mean, I can bring this thing up closer, but this thing is beautiful for something that came out in 76. I mean, I came out in 75 and I don't even look this good. So yeah, that's what we got. So I picked up these three books. If you're ever out back issue hunting and you find this one, First Stormbreaker, if you find Thor Annual 11, Mighty Thor number 5, just really cool books. Like I said, I'm a big sucker when it comes to possible movie stuff, and as long as I find it cheap, because I don't want to be stuck with something that's just gonna cost me a lot of money later. All right, now shit, we are just continuing with these movie specs. All right, so Extreme Justice number 16. All right, so spoiler alert, I guess, if you haven't watched the Justice League, there's a end credit movie scene, and I think it's Deathstroke, if I remember correctly, talking to Lex Luthor. Again, spoiler alert. And they kind of insinuated that they should make like their own team or their own legion or their own group. So as soon as I was done watching the movie, I was all like, I wonder if they're gonna do the Legion of Doom. Again, the movie didn't do so well. In a sense, it kind of flopped, and I know the words around town is that they're doing so well with the individual movies that they probably don't have to do another team movie, but who knows what's going to happen. But this is Extreme Justice number 16. This is like a first appearance cameo of the Legion of Doom in comics. If you're as old as I am, you probably remember, I think it was called the Super Friends or the Justice League. I forget what it was called, but there was a cartoon, and their adversaries, the villains, was the Legion of Doom, right? It consisted of all of these DC villains, but it was never brought out into comics, as far as I know. There was always members of the Legion of Doom, but there was never a actual Legion of Doom. So this is Extreme Justice number 16, first appearance of Legion of Doom cameo, and this is Extreme Justice number 17, I guess the first full appearance of the Legion of Doom. It's not the team that you would think. It's not like this. It's almost like all these B villains, maybe even C villains and stuff. All right, so that's that. This book right here, I'm actually super stoked on owning this one. There's so many first appearances. Let's just get the first thing out of the way. This Adi Granov cover is just fucking gorgeous, and it's not even a variant. It's just a regular cover. But let me just fix this a little bit. But yeah, this Nova cover is just freaking crazy. Adi Granov is such a beast. The other thing with this book too, that it is extremely hard to get this in a 9/8. Due to the whole black, all of that stuff. I'm not too sure if you can see it, but there's actually quite a bit of these very small spine fractures, and yeah, it's fine. It is what it is, because I actually found 1, 2, and I actually have another one coming in the way. Found one on eBay. But this is such a great book if you want to kind of look into the future of the possible MCU. So this one is the first Cosmo. Now, if you're not too sure what Cosmo is, if you remember watching Guardians of the Galaxy, there was that dog, that Russian dog in that spacesuit. That's Cosmo. And this is also the first appearance of Nowhere. And again, if you don't know what Nowhere is, that was that big, is it a Sentinel?
Celestial?
Not a Sentinel. What is it called? That big head in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, Celestial. Fucking Celestial.
And that's where they went in and did all that mining and all that stuff. So this is actually the first appearance of Cosmo. This is also the first appearance of Nowhere, and this is also the first appearance of the Luminos of Zart 3, which is kind of like the Avengers of Zart 3, I guess. But great cover, hard to find in 9.8. 3 first appearances, and you know, who knows what's going to happen with Nova. He ties in so greatly with the Guardian of the Galaxy. Marvel has made it clear that they want to take their Marvel movies cosmic. They've made it known they want to go cosmic. So that's why people got excited about Fantastic Four and Galactus and Silver Surfer as soon as the quote-unquote buyout happened. But the Nova Corps obviously exists. I mean, they were in the Guardians of the Galaxy. So I really like this one. It has a couple of first appearances that already happened in the MCU. And like I said, I bought 1, 2, and I actually have another one coming. This one is a possible 9.6 candidate. Maybe 9.8, but I'm pretty strict on my books. But this is a pretty good 9.6. This might end up being a 9.0 or a 9.2. Not too sure on that one. All right. All right. So we talked about Varenki, right? Well, this is the first full appearance of Onslaught. So this again is another speculation of the possible Dark Phoenix villain. Now I know I'm showing you guys a lot of specs, but just to let you guys know, these books, like this one here, let me see if I can find the other ones real quickly. New Avengers 40, stuff like this. All of these you can find in your back issue bins, like super cheap. There's no reason to go out to eBay. You'll be able to find these on comic websites and all of that stuff, online comic shops. But this is X-Men 53, first full appearance of Onslaught. And again, you know, people are saying that this could possibly be the villain for the Dark Phoenix movie. So we'll see what happens. We see what happens. But yeah, super stoked on owning this one. Beautiful condition, gorgeous colors, and yeah, just a great book to have. There is literally a used bookstore, comic shop, record store, like about, I don't know, 5 minutes from my house. They have some key issues and stuff. They're overpriced, but the guy is always willing to work, so that's pretty cool. And the shop's name is Ideas. I would say 3/4 of the store is records, old albums, tapes, CDs, 8-tracks, everything, and then the rest is all used bookstores and used books and comics. So every once in a while I'll go dig. They had like a huge dollar sale and 50% off sale with the comics, so I figure I'll go in. It's Ghost Rider 21. First, what is Battleino? What's his first name? Mike Battleino, the guy who eventually becomes, geez, I'm drawing a blank. Vengeance, yes. Eventually becomes Vengeance. There you go. I bought this book simply for the, I guess more the history of what this book is. You have the KKK down here, the Klan. You have Black Panther. If you know the history of Black Panther and what, not the organization Black Panther, but I guess kind of in a sense the organization and the just a comic book character. You know, there's a lot of tie-ins with the KKK, and so I just thought it was cool as far as just the story and what this thing represents. And that's pretty much all I bought. I mean, it's not like I'm rooting on the KKK. It's just, you know, it's one of those books I like to buy for history and stuff. Found this one at a ridiculous price. I think I got it cheaper than $5. This is Spawn 183. I think second She-Spawn. I just bought it because of this area here. But yeah, it's also a badass cover too. So yeah, pick that one up. I think the rest is all like dollar books. Found this third printing, slightly harder to find, Supergirl #1. I picked up these Fantastic Fours just because they were like clean, like super clean. Fantastic Four 264. I mean, the whites are whites. Like this book is just, I don't even know if the guy even read the book, or the girl, or whoever, the kid. Like these books are just clean. 264. I found Fantastic Four 252. I'm not too sure, but I actually posted this on Instagram, and Great Legend made a comment saying that this might be the first panoramic comic book that ever came out, and I guess in comics. I guess I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that, and I wouldn't quote the Great Legend on that. But he was saying it's probably the first. A TV show that my wife and I have absolutely been loving is Happy. Such a great show. If you haven't got a chance to watch Happy on the Sci-Fi Network, it's actually pretty awesome. It literally follows the comics like almost page per page. It's super awesome. It's a great show. If you haven't watched it, watch it. The guy's a washed up cop. He has to find this girl, and the girl has like this imaginary flying unicorn thing, but he can see the flying unicorn, and a lot of blood, gore, sex. It's great. Drugs. It's just such a great movie. Sorry, TV series on Sci-Fi Network. Found another one of these, Thor 339. Like I said, quote unquote spec books, whatever you want to call them. First appearance at E3, first Stormbreaker, but they're all in like your dollar bin. So really awesome to find these. Mighty Thor 339. Found this Vampirella number 12. Just a great cover. Just had to buy it. It just looked really awesome. Couldn't believe I found this one for a couple of bucks. Wolverine Weapon X. What is that? My wife's hair. Weapon X number 1. This is a variant. I think this is Adam Kubert. Just a sick ass Wolverine. Yeah, this is sick ass Wolverine. That's all it is. Sick ass Weapon X, whatever you want to call it. Great stuff. Jupiter's Legacy number 1. I found this one for $1. I guess Millar World's supposed to be appearing in Netflix. Nobody's too sure as to what shows he's going to be putting out. But if you have read Jupiter Legacy, it's actually a pretty cool concept of the kids of superheroes that actually were legends and stuff. It's actually a pretty cool concept. Found this, bought it just for the Arthur Adams cover. Couldn't let it go for $1. Found this Secret Avengers 20. Again, just a cool cover. Lots of spine ticks, but it was $1, so I wasn't just gonna leave it there. What else did I find? Ultimate X issue number 2. Again, just a sick Arthur Adams cover. Picked it up for $1. Wasn't gonna leave it. This was a pretty cool find. I found Dark Horse Presents, what is this, number 36, the first Alien vs. Predator. But not did I just find the regular cover, I actually found the variant, which is slightly harder to find, I guess. There you go. And it's got a really cool wraparound poster in the back. So first Alien vs. Predator, found both of those for $1. My wife and I traveled to the other side of the island. Forgot why we did. Oh, we wanted to go to a different Target. So we have like 3 Targets here on the island. We wanted to go to a different one because my wife likes those dollar areas in Targets, but the one here in town always gets shopped out. So we went to the one on the other side of the island. I knew there was a used bookstore there, so I found Ghost Rider 21 2 more times. First appearance of Mike Battolino again. First, the guy who eventually becomes Vengeance. And I think this next pile here is Spartan Comics. I think this is Spartan Comics. Yeah, this is all Spartan Comics. So SpartanComics.com. Like I said, go ahead, check them out. It's really like going through back issue bins, but online. Like you can just have fun going through pages and pages and pages. So over there, I think everything averaged about $2. I found this Infinity, New Avengers number 9, the first full appearance of Corvus Clave. I think his first cameo was like that free comic book day, Infinity. Again, just really liking anything from the Champions right now. So I found this Nova Special number 1, just a sick Sam. I think this is Sam Alexander, but Mark Brooks. Just a phenomenal artist. Definitely one of the guys I like, Mark Brooks. Addy Granoff, Delato. I mean, the list goes on, but Mark Brooks is definitely up there. He's also one of those guys in the same line as Alex Ross, where they do such great work, just not enough recognition as far as the prices of their books. But yeah, simply great artists. Underrated, undervalued. I wouldn't say underrated, but definitely undervalued as far as like where those books should be priced at. But again, I get it. It has that cosplay look to it. Alex Ross has that cosplay look, you know, Mark Brooks has it, so I can see why people don't like it. Oh, my bad. What else we got? I found a couple of these are really exciting for me. Batman 563. These are J. Scott Campbell covers done for Batman, and this is a Joker cover. I actually found, let me straighten this up, sorry about that, guys, so unprofessional. Should be better at this by now, you think. So Batman 563, J. Scott Campbell, I found 2 of these, so really awesome. I'm not too sure if they're hard to find, but if you do find them, people actually ask for a little bit for these, like sometimes 10, 15, 20 bucks. I found it for $2 a piece, so yeah, figure why not. J. Scott Campbell, Joker, can't go wrong. $2, yeah. Went into my local comic book shop, found a couple of things, and yeah, just had to go pick it up. Actually, no, I'm not done yet. Sorry. Spartan Comics, last one. This is a Spider-Man Adventures number 10. I think this is the first appearance of Venom in the animated book. So Spider-Man Adventures is just like Batman Adventures. It's like the same thing, just what do you call? Just the animated stuff. So I think this one is actually the first appearance of Venom in the Adventures side. Funny enough, though, this book is actually hard to find, or if you find it, people actually ask for a little bit. Sometimes they ask for like 30 bucks for this book, but I was able to find this on SpartanComics.com for $2, so definitely stoked on having this. This book looks pretty good, actually, so very happy to have that. Okay, now back to the comic book shop. So there's, I guess, hype on Don Moreno. So I just had to pick up the first appearance of Don Moreno, who becomes the female Snake Eyes. This is the only variant that I could find. I figured sometimes variants go for a little bit more than the regular cover. And then I picked up this G.I. Joe 246. So this is 226 and this is 246. I don't know if this is the first full appearance of the female Snake Eyes. I don't know if there's a 245. So I'll figure it out. I'm sure somebody will leave a comment, let me know. But I know this was a hot book for a minute. I know a lot of people is looking for this one because the whole female Snake Eyes thing. But I know this is actually 226, is about 20 issues before this is the first appearance of Don Moreno, who actually later becomes the female Snake Eyes. So there we go. I'm assuming just the first appearance of the girl, kind of like, I guess, the Ghost Rider, first appearance of Mike Badalino, and then the first appearance of Vengeance. So there we go. But yeah, super stoked to have this one in my collection. Batman, what is this, White Knight number 3. I guess there's 2 Harley Quinns running around now. First appearance of that, and first appearance of like this Neo Joker, which is kind of weird. It's like this midget in a sewer. I didn't really know what that was all about. Venom Inc. This is Venom Inc. number 1 variant, first appearance of Maniac, or cameo appearance of Maniac. There's a book that just came out this week. I want to say Spider-Man. Dang it, I forgot the number. It's a Spider-Man book that just came out this week, and there's a variant, and I guess that's a first full appearance of Maniac. So yeah, there we go. Alright, so this is all new Wolverine number 28. This is the Phoenix variant. I guess this is the first time that Gabby is called the Honey Badger, so I don't know if that's going to be her name. This is the all new Wolverine, right? So you got X-23 as the new Wolverine, and Gabby, the sister, as, I guess, the Honey Badger. I guess that's what they're going to go with, going from on now on. There's also like a bullet or some formula created that can stop all of these mutants that have this healing ability. Cool story. It was a pretty cool story. A-Force number 1, I just picked it up just for the Adam Hughes cover. Thanos number 2 variant, just picked this up because I just like the cover. That's basically about it. But speaking of Thanos, speaking of covers that I really, really like, I actually picked up a couple of these at the comic book shop, and I couldn't believe they still had these. So I was really, really stoked. Didn't pay too much. I have two of them. And I have to thank Spidey Fan because I think he's hooking me up with one of these as well. So this is Thanos number 13. This is the first appearance of the Cosmic Ghost Rider. And this cover is actually sick. I don't think the camera's really doing it any justice, but if you ever seen it up close, it's actually a pretty sick cover. So Thanos number 13, first appearance of the Cosmic Ghost Rider. Who knows what's going to happen with that, but super cool. I bought this book, and I'll show it later, but the guy actually hooked me up with these two books first. And I thought that was really nice of him for an eBay guy. He didn't even have to hook me up with anything. He hooked me up with this Batman Punisher, which is really cool. I've been looking for this book for a while. Just didn't feel like buying it. But now that I got it, I'm super stoked. This is Batman 657. This is actually the first appearance of Damian Wayne on the cover. So, yeah, Damian Wayne doesn't really appear on any cover. This is actually his first cover I guess on any title. So this is Batman 657. So really, really happy to have this one. Damian, I think, is definitely going to be an awesome character down the road. Seems like he already has a lot of popularity. But those two books came free when I bought this book. Boom! Detective Comics 880. Yeah, I picked up another one. Jock is definitely one of my more favorite artists. Well, he's up there. He doesn't do enough. Like, he just doesn't do enough work. But yeah, I simply love this Detective Comics 880. Such an iconic. I'm gonna say iconic. There's people on other like G Plus, the CBSIs, and other just like all these other comic pages. There's so many comic pages, by the way, guys. If you guys only go to like CBSI and stuff, there's so many things. But they're calling this basically like the next modern iconic cover. Like that's what they're definitely calling this, and that's really good to own for something like this. Speaking of awesome covers, I had to pick up this Gamora #1 Chichetto. Found this one at a really good deal. Super stoked. I think I found these ones, yeah, at my comic book shop. Picked this one up on eBay just because I wanted this. I thought it was really nice. Spear Spider-Man #19, the J.G. Jones variant. Just a really, really sick variant. Just it's pretty awesome. Just that's it. I mean, that's the only reason why I picked it up. Found this one at a super good price. Just couldn't leave it there. Thunderbolts #110, the Francis Lino U variant. I mean, jeez, such a sick Venom cover. I had to pick this up. There was no way I was gonna let this just stay there. I just had to pick this up. Such a great price. Just a gorgeous Thunderbolts cover. God, look at that. Oh man, I wish I could. I wish my haul wasn't so big because I would give these books a little bit more time. Did a little bit of ghost hunting, and I found this Batman Incorporated #8. Yeah, just one of those books that's just extremely hard to find, and got it. Oh my God, it felt like such a huge achievement when I got this book. Super, super, super freaking stoked to have this one, because like I said, I mean, one, it's a great cover, but two, more importantly, it's just man, this thing is a freaking ghost, bro. Something I'm probably going to be showing a little bit more on my next haul is European variants. So myself and my boy Freddy's562, we've been talking about this for months. Actually, me and the guys in the 9.2 crew, we meant to talk about European and Mexican variants about a month or two ago, but somehow we just got off track. We started talking about other things, and it happens when you do a podcast and you don't make a syllabus. You just go off on other things. But we've been meaning to talk about these European variants and stuff, and some of these books are extremely hard to find. Some of these books, a lot of these covers have not come out in the US. A lot of them are just in Europe or in Mexico, and those are the ones you want. Like, those are definitely ones, and this is one of them right here. This is a Delato, this Wolverine 35. This Delato is just amazing.
I'm actually going to give this book some time on the screen because it deserves it. It's such a sick book, man. But yeah, great book. And last book, finally. This is like what, 35 minutes? It's crazy. But I just picked up another one. This one from an Instagrammer, the comic book guy. Thank you so much. Picked up myself an X-Men 266. First appearance of Gambit. So yeah, I was trying to find a newsstand, couldn't find it anywhere. But I'll take the direct edition for now. But yeah, that was my haul. I know that was kind of crazy. So if you stuck with it, awesome. Thank you. If you came back and watched it on the loop, thank you as well. 2018, welcome everybody. It's an awesome year. It's going to be an awesome year. I just know it. I feel it. And yeah, I don't know. I just think for myself personally, I can see a lot of great things happening in 2018. I'm not even talking about comics. I'm just talking about in general. But yeah, thank you for all the support. And back in 2017, you guys have been awesome. Keep the community growing. Keep it strong. Keep it positive. As always, shoots and mahalos.